Hungary, the Kingdom of Wonderful Springs. Nestled in the heart of Europe, Hungary is a country that, although not so vast in terms of size, possesses a wealth of history, culture, and nature that give it a unique identity. Over the centuries, this nation has been a melting pot of cultures, influences, and traditions, ranging from the ancient Celts to the mighty Austro-Hungarian Empire, leaving an indelible mark on its people, architecture, and way of life. Often ignored in the most common tourist routes, Hungary is a destination that surprises everyone who ventures to discover its secrets, whether through the thermal waters of its famous spas, the majesty of its Baroque architecture, or the warmth of its people. Although small in extension, Hungary is a country that offers an impressive mix of landscapes, from the vast plains of the Great Hungarian Plain to the rolling hills of the Carpathian Mountains, to the emblematic Lake Balaton, the largest lake in Central Europe, surrounded by small villages and vineyards. Its geographical diversity is not only an attraction for nature lovers, but also a space where legends, myths, and traditions that have been handed down from generation to generation are intertwined. However, what really distinguishes Hungary in the European panorama is its incredible cultural heritage, which is reflected in its music, its dances, its festivals, and, of course, its gastronomy. The country has given the world composers of the stature of Franz Liszt and Béla Bartók, whose works remain an integral part of classical music. Its cuisine, although less known than others in Europe, is a unique blend of flavors and techniques, highlighting the use of paprika and spices in its famous stews and traditional dishes. But Hungary is known not only for its cultural heritage, but also for its unique traditions and contributions to the modern world. In the field of science and technology, Hungarians such as John von Neumann, Zoltán Korda, and Laszlo Biro have left an indelible mark on the history of computer science, physics, and industrial design. In the field of inventions, Hungary also boasts of having given the world the ballpoint pen, the first foundations of the digital computer, and the modern soccer ball. Moreover, Hungary's rich history is not limited only to its achievements. The country has been the scene of great struggles for independence, with revolutions, invasions, and political transitions that have marked its destiny, from the power of the Ottoman Empire to the struggle against Soviet rule. Every corner of its cities and landscapes tells a story that goes beyond the books, a story of resilience, adaptability, and deep national pride. Among the most striking aspects of Hungary is its fascinating network of hot springs. With more than 1,300 hot springs throughout the country, Hungary has been dubbed the Kingdom of Wonderful Springs. These waters, which have been used since Roman times, are not only a pleasure for visitors, but are considered an integral part of the well-being and health of the Hungarian people. In cities like Budapest, bathed by these healing waters, spas have become authentic temples of relaxation, where history and tradition merge with the pleasure of immersing oneself in the thermal waters. It is not only the natural landscape that attracts visitors to this country. The vibrant capital, Budapest, known as the Pearl of the Danube, stands as a testament to past grandeur and modern dynamism. With its imposing architecture, iconic bridges, and lively atmosphere, Budapest is the beating heart of Hungary, a place where old and new coexist in harmony. Hungary, however, remains a country of contrasts. Between the richness of its imperial history and the scars of a recent past, between its oldest customs and its technological advances, this country offers visitors a complex and fascinating tapestry, woven through the centuries. Whether you're wandering the cobblestone alleys of Eger or cruising the Danube River, Hungary has a unique way of capturing the soul of those looking for something beyond conventional tourist destinations. This country is much more than just a dot on the map. It is a place where past and present embrace each other at every turn, from its historic monuments to its modern cafes. And while many nations have a tradition that traces their roots back to ancient times, Hungary prides itself not only on its achievements, but also on its ability to transform its challenges into strength and vitality. This is the Kingdom of Wonderful Springs, where history flows like thermal water and culture never ceases to amaze. Welcome to Hungary, a country as diverse as it is fascinating, which invites you to explore its secrets with the promise that there will always be more to discover. 1. The heart of Europe, geography and nature. Hungary is located in the center of Europe, bordering Austria, Slovakia, Ukraine, Romania, Serbia, Croatia, and Slovenia. This strategic location has been key to its development and the richness of its cultural heritage. However, its geography is as diverse as it is fascinating. From the vast plains of the Great Hungarian Plain, to the Carpathian Mountains, to the imposing Lake Balaton, the largest lake in Central Europe, Hungary offers a variety of landscapes that invite discovery. One of the most surprising aspects of the Hungarian geography is its abundance of thermal springs. Over the centuries, the country has earned the title of Kingdom of Wonderful Springs, not only for the quantity, but also for the quality and diversity of its thermal waters, which are known for their healing properties. The Hungarian thermal waters have been used since Roman times, and today, they continue to be a vital component in the well-being of Hungarians and visitors who come to the spas. Budapest, the capital, is located on a vast system of subway thermal springs, which makes it one of the main thermal cities in the world. 2. A journey through time, Hungarian history. Hungary's history is marked by a series of momentous events that have forged its identity. The formation of the Kingdom of Hungary in the year 1000 under the leadership of King Stephen I is the first important milestone in the country's history. Stephen was a visionary leader who not only consolidated the kingdom, but also introduced Christianity to the region, which would have profound repercussions on Hungarian culture and daily life. Over the centuries, the kingdom expanded, prospered, and, unsurprisingly, suffered several invasions. Mongol incursions in the 13th century and the subsequent occupation by the Ottoman Empire, which lasted more than 150 years, marked periods of turbulence. However, Hungarian resistance never disappeared, and throughout the following centuries, the country struggled to regain its independence. In the 19th century, with the Austro-Hungarian Empire at its height, Hungary reached an era of economic and cultural prosperity that would continue until the end of World War I. When the dissolution of the empire left Hungary as an independent republic, albeit with severe territorial losses. World War II left the country caught up in the tensions between the European powers, but it was after the war that Hungary became a socialist state under the influence of the Soviet Union. The 1956 Hungarian Revolution, an uprising against the communist regime, is one of the most tragic and heroic pages of its recent history. Eventually, after decades of socialist rule, Hungary became a parliamentary democracy in 1989, marking the end of an era and the beginning of a new stage in which the country has made significant political and economic achievements. 3. Hungarian culture, traditions, art, and music. Hungarian culture is a fascinating blend of Eastern and Western influences, which makes it unique and very special. The Hungarian language, one of the few Finno-Ugric languages in Europe, is a testament to the nation's deep roots and historical connections with peoples of the Asian steppes. Despite being relatively incomprehensible to speakers of nearby European languages, Hungarian is a symbol of identity for the country's citizens, a language that has not been swept away by the tides of globalization. Music is another fundamental aspect of Hungarian culture. Hungarians are known for their passion for classical and folk music. Composers such as Franz Liszt and Béla Bartók are world-renowned figures whose works have left an indelible mark on Western classical music. Folk music and traditional dances, such as the Csardas, are also very representative of the country's vibrant cultural life. Festivities and celebrations are always accompanied by music, food, and dancing, reflecting the joyful and hospitable character of the Hungarians. As for the visual arts, Hungary has been home to outstanding artists such as Mihály Munkácsy and László Moholy-Nagy, who have left their mark in painting, sculpture, and photography. In addition, the architecture of cities like Budapest, with its majestic mix of neoclassical, Baroque, and Art Nouveau styles, is a reflection of the centuries of history that have shaped the country. 4. Budapest, the Pearl of the Danube. It is impossible to talk about Hungary without mentioning Budapest, the capital of the country, which has been described on countless occasions as one of the most beautiful cities in Europe. Located on the banks of the Danube River, Budapest is a city that perfectly combines the majesty of its historical architecture with the modernity of its infrastructure. The city is made up of two parts: Buda, the hilly area with palaces and castles, and Pest, the flat and vibrant area full of nightlife, cafes, and stores. One of the most emblematic monuments of the city is the Hungarian Parliament, with its imposing neo-Gothic facade overlooking the Danube. The Fisherman's Bastion and Buda Castle also stand out, offering panoramic views of the city and the river. But what really makes Budapest a gem is its relaxed and welcoming atmosphere. Historic cafes, thermal baths, and terraces on the Danube invite you to enjoy a stroll through the city, which never ceases to amaze. Budapest is also home to some of the most famous spas in the world, such as the Székely and Gellert baths, which are the perfect places to soak in the healing waters that have been part of Hungarian tradition for centuries. Now we will explore some of the most fascinating curiosities about Hungary, which often surprise even the most experienced travelers. This country has a number of peculiarities that make it even more interesting. From its unique traditions to its peculiar gastronomy and ancient customs, Hungary is full of surprises. 1. The Hungarian language, an enigma for foreigners. One of the first curiosities that visitors to Hungary encounter is the official language, Hungarian. This language is part of the Finno-Ugric language family, completely different from the Indo-European languages that dominate Europe. This means that Hungarian has almost no relation to German, English, French, or Slovak, even though Hungary is surrounded by countries that speak languages of the Indo-European family. Hungarian is famous for its complex grammar, case system, and sentence structure, which can be confusing to the unfamiliar. For example, a single word in Hungarian can be a complete sentence, thanks to endings and prefixes added to the root of the word. While there are some loan words from German and Slavic, the Hungarian language is still a real puzzle for foreigners. 2. Thermal baths, an ancient tradition. Hungary is famous for its abundance of hot springs. The country has more than 1,300 thermal springs, making it one of the places with the highest concentration of hot springs in the world. But the curious thing is that thermal baths in Hungary are not only a modern luxury, but have been used for centuries. The Romans already took advantage of these waters for their public baths, and the Ottomans, during their occupation of the country in the 16th century, left their mark with the construction of Ottoman-style baths that are still used today. One of the oldest spas in Budapest, the Ruda's Baths, was founded in the 16th century by the Ottomans. However, Hungarians not only visit these baths for relaxation, but also for the supposed therapeutic benefits of the thermal waters. It is said that some waters can help relieve ailments such as joint pain or fatigue. 3. The blush of goulash, Hungarian gastronomy, and the bell pepper. Goulash is probably the most well-known dish in Hungarian gastronomy, but what many don't know is that this stew, which is often associated with peasant food, has a history of almost 200 years. Originally, Hungarian shepherds cooked it outdoors over a fire, using beef, onions, and spices. Over time, peppers, in their various forms, became one of the fundamental ingredients of goulash, giving it its characteristic flavor. Bell pepper in Hungary is so important that the country is one of the largest producers and exporters of paprika, known locally as paprika. In fact, this condiment is so essential that Hungarians consider it a fundamental part of their culinary identity. Paprika not only seasons goulash, but also an incredible variety of dishes, from soups to meats and fish. An interesting curiosity is that, in medieval times, peppers were a status symbol in Hungarian society. In fact, Hungarian kings used peppers in their banquets as a sign of power and wealth. 4. Hungarian inventions that changed the world. Hungary has been the cradle of a great number of inventions that have had a significant impact on modern life. Among them, the following stand out. The ballpoint pen. Although this invention is commonly associated with the Argentine Laszlo Biro, it was a Hungarian who made the first patent on a mechanism for a ballpoint pen. The modern soccer ball, Hungarian Károly Takis, was responsible for creating the modern version of the soccer ball we know today. The digital computer, one of the pioneers of modern computing, John von Neumann, was Hungarian. His work on the architecture of the digital computer had a monumental impact on computing. Also, in the world of science, the theory of black holes was developed by physicist Laszlo Biro, which has opened new frontiers in modern cosmology. It is impressive to see how a relatively small country has contributed so much to the world's technological and scientific progress. 5. The Hungarian Desert. Although Hungary is known for its green and mountainous landscapes, it has a very peculiar place, the Hortobágy Desert, the largest plain in Central Europe. This vast expanse of land is actually a steppe, and is located in the northeast of the country, within the Hortobágy National Park. The region is famous for its cattle herders, known as sikkos, who still use traditional techniques to tend their herds. The curious thing about this place is that, although it is called a desert, it is not a desert in the classic sense, like the Sahara, but a vast dry grassland, where grasses grow sparsely, and wildlife, including Hungarian horses and migratory birds, is remarkably abundant. The landscape often looks like something out of a picturesque painting and is one of the few places where travelers can see a way of life that seems frozen in time. 6. The Bridges of Budapest, a story of connection and separation. Budapest, the capital of Hungary, is famous for its bridges, especially the chain bridge, Székely Lancid, which connects the two banks of the Danube, Buda and Pest. The history of these bridges is full of symbolism. The chain bridge, opened in 1849, was the first permanent bridge connecting Buda and Pest, two cities separated by the river. Its construction meant not only a breakthrough in infrastructure, but also a symbol of the union of the two halves of the city, which until then lived apart and were only connected by a ferry. However, there is an interesting curiosity related to this bridge. It is said that the architects who designed it did not take into account a peculiar problem. During construction, some of the city's inhabitants noticed that the lions adorning the bridge's columns had no tongues. The story goes that the architect István Székely was not very concerned about this detail and, to avoid ridicule, had a tongue made for the lions as a matter of urgency just before their inauguration. The people of Budapest still refer to the lions as the dumb lions because of this anecdote. 7. Szeged Beer Festival, the passion for beer. In Hungary, beer is not just a drink, but part of a way of life. The country has a long brewing tradition, and it is not uncommon to see Hungarians enjoying a good mug of beer during meals or social gatherings. One of the most outstanding curiosities is the Szeged Beer Festival, which is held every year in this southern Hungarian city, considered the beer capital of the country. This festival attracts thousands of tourists who come to enjoy not only Hungarian craft beer, but also local cuisine, keg toss competitions and musical performances, a celebration of the good life, tradition and, of course, beer. These are just a few of the many curiosities that make Hungary such a fascinating country full of surprises. From its unique language to its age-old traditions and impressive inventions, Hungary remains a destination full of mysteries to be discovered. Would you like to know more about any particular topic I mentioned or any other curious aspect of Hungary? Hungary, with its fascinating history, healing waters, vibrant culture, and breathtaking nature, is a destination that leaves a deep mark on everyone who visits. Every corner of this country, from its thermal spas to its history-filled cities, offers a new perspective on what it means to discover a truly unique nation. If you've been captivated by all that Hungary has to offer, don't stop there. This is just one of the many fascinating destinations we have in store for you at Evolving World, a channel where we explore the wonders of the world, the most amazing stories, and the opportunities you can take advantage of to grow and learn. If you are passionate about learning more about cultures, history, science, and the best-kept secrets of our planet, subscribe now and don't miss our updates. Also, if you want to continue evolving in your journey of self-knowledge and achieve personal and financial success, we invite you to visit our website selfmatamillionaires.online, where you will find resources, tools, and tips to transform your life and your future. It's time to take the next step towards personal and professional evolution. See you in the next adventure.